सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। संसार सागरे मग्नं दीनं मां करुणानिधे कर्ममोहगृहीताङ्गं मामुद्धर भवार्णवात्। श्रीमद्भागवताख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्षः कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि मया नाथ मुक्त्यर्थं भवसागरे। मनोरथो मदीयोऽयं सफलः सर्वथा त्वया निर्विघ्नेनैव कर्तव्यः दासोऽहं तव केशव। शुकरोपप्रबोधज्ञ सर्वशास्त्रविशारद एतत्कथाप्रकाशेन मदज्ञानं विनाशय। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या योग विद्या भक्ति विद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे नमः। महाविष्णवे नमः। ब्रह्मणे नमः। सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नमः। नारदाय नमः। वेदव्यासाय नमः। सुखब्रह्मर्षे नमः। सूतमहामुने नमः। शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो नमः। वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो नमः। अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो नमः। मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो नमः। प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो नमः। आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेयहयग्रीवादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। आदिवराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। मातापितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आद्यशङ्कराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तगुरूणां देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मनः परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातु अनुग्रहेण पुराणेतिहासः उक्त भगवतः दर्शनप्राप्त्यर्थम् उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध अनुभवस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मवैदिकसंस्कृतेः साधकानां भक्तानां सेवकानां स्थापकानां च समस्तविघ्ननिवारणशत्रुनिर्मूलनद्वारा समस्तशक्तीनां सम्पदानां साधनानाम् अवाप्तिद्वारा दिग्विजय अवाप्त्यर्थं विश्वशान्तिकल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थं च श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणशास्त्रस्य दशमस्कन्धस्य पारायणम् एकादशस्कन्धस्य अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणं। Today is the beginning of our 30th chapter in our 11th skandha study. Before that, we have started doing the chantings All is Ishvara Narayana Leela only. The planning is by him only. He alone is making us do all that. And through this, what he wants to achieve from us, he knows. But what we can ask for us is through this study, O Lord, may our devotion become deep, intense, single pointed, true at your feet. May we surrender to you. When you want to give us darshana anubhuti, is your choice, but make us your sharanagata or your servants. So too, may the Upanishad Ukta Brahma Vijnana also may it come as our anubhava by your grace. This can be our prarthana. Now, in the Parayanam today, in the 13th chapter of 10th Skandha, most beautiful Leela of Sri Brahmadeva, to test or to feeling jealous, he takes away all the calves and cowherd boys and hides them in some gufa for 1 year complete. It 1 year is the human year, but actually for Brahmadeva, it is only few moments, that's all. But that 1 year, Bhagavan himself takes the form of all the cows and calves and all, even the cowherd boys, everything, the clothes, the dress. Thus, continuously, he expresses himself in so many forms and gives that great, great blessings to all those who are in that Brindavana, in that Gokula. Now, this is the Yoga Leela of the Lord. You can see this is the Krupa Karuna Leela of the Lord. Same time, Lord showing his supremacy and teaching lesson also to the Brahmadeva. So, all three in one are there in this. And here only, after being that way, mhm, a lesson taught by Narayana, Brahmadeva does one of the most enchanting stutis of Narayana, that will be in the next 14th chapter. So today, let us see how this one is. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Parayanam Dashamaskandha Atha Trayodashodhyayah Shri Shuka Uvacha साधु पृष्ठं महाभाग त्वया भागवतोत्तम यन्नूतनयसीशस्य शृण्वन्नपि कथां मुहुः सतामयं सारभृतां निसर्गः यदर्थवाणी श्रुतिचेतसामपि प्रतिक्षणं नव्यवदच्युतस्य यतो श्रियाविटानां इव साधुवार्ता शृणुष्वावहितो राजन् अपि गुह्यं वदामि ते ब्रूयुः स्निग्धस्य शिष्यस्य गुरवो गुह्यमप्युत तदाघवदनान्मृत्यः मृत्योः रक्षित्वा वत्सपालकान् सरित्पुलिनमानीय भगवानिदमब्रवीत् अहोतिरम्यं पुलिनं वयस्याः स्वकेणिसम्पन्मृदुलाच्छवालुकं स्फुटत् सरोगन्धहृतालिपत्रिक ध्वनिप्रतिध्वानलसद्रुमाकुलम् अत्र भोक्तव्यमस्माभिः दिवारूढं क्षुधार्दिताः वत्साः समीपे पीत्वा चरन्तु शनकैस्तृणम् तथेति पायित्वार्भाः वत्सान् आरुध्य शाद्वले मुक्त्वा शिक्यानि बुभुजुः समं भगवता मुदा कृष्णस्य विक्ष्वक् पुरुराजिमण्डलैः अभ्याननाः फुल्लदृशो व्रजार्भकाः सहोपविष्टा विपिने विरेजुः छदा यथाम्भोरुह कर्णिकायाः केचित् पुष्पैर्दडैः केचित् पल्लवैरङ्कुरैः फलैः शिग्भिस्त्वग्भिर्दृशद्भिश्च बुभुजुः कृतभाजनाः सर्वे मिथो दर्शयन्तः स्वस्वभोज्यरुचिं पृथको असन्तो हासयन्तश्च अभ्यवजह्रुः सहेश्वराः बिभ्रद्वेणुं जठरपटयोः शृङ्गवेत्रे च कक्षे वामे पाणौ मसृणकवलं तत्फलान्यङ्गुलीषु तिष्ठन्मध्ये स्वपरिसुहृदो आसयन्नर्मभिः स्वैः स्वर्गे लोके मिषति बुभुजे यज्ञभुक् बालकेलिः भारतैवं वत्समेषु भुञ्जानेष्वच्युतात्मसो वत्साः तु अन्तर्वने दूरं विविशुर्स्तृणलोभिताः तान् दृष्ट्वा भयसन्त्रस्तान् ऊचे कृष्णोऽस्य भीभयम् मित्राण्याशान् मा विरमतेः आनेष्ये वत्सकानहम् विरमत इहानेष्ये वत्सकानहम् इत्युक्त्वा द्रिधरी कुञ्ज गह्वरेष्वात्मवत्सकान् विचिन्वन् भगवान् कृष्णः कबलो ययौ अम्भोजन्मजनिस्तदन्तरगतो मायार्भकस्येषितुः द्रष्टुं मञ्जुमहित्वमन्यदपि तत् वत्सानितो वत्सपान् नीत्वान्यत्र कुरुद्वहान्तरदधात् केवस्थितो यः पुरा दृष्ट्वा घासुरमोक्षणं प्रभवतः प्राप्तः परं विस्मयम् ततो वत्सान् अदृष्ट्वैत्य पुलिनेऽपि च वत्सपान् उभावने कृष्णः विचिकाय समन्ततः क्वाप्यदृष्ट्वान्तर्विपिने वत्सान् पालांश्च विश्ववितु सर्वं विधिकृतं कृष्णः सहसावजगामः ततः कृष्णो मुदं कर्तुं तन्मातॄणां च कस्य च उभयायितमात्मानं चक्रे विश्वकृदीश्वरः यावद्वत्सपवत्सकाल्पकवपुः यावत्कराङ्घ्र्यादिकं यावद् यष्टिमिषाणवेणुदलशिखु यावत् विभूषाम्बरौ यावत् शीलगुणाभिधा कृतिवयो यावद् विहारादिकं सर्वं विष्णुमयं गिरोऽङ्गवदजः सर्वस्वरूपो बभौ स्वयमात्मात्मगो वत्सान् प्रतिवार्यात्मवत्सपैः क्रीडन् आत्मविहारैश्च सर्वात्मा प्राविशत् व्रजम् तत्तद्वत्सान् पृथग् नीत्वा तत्तद्गोष्ठे निवेश्य सः तत्तदात्मा भवद् राजन् तत्तत् सद्म प्रविष्टवान् तान् मातरो वेणुरवत्वरोत्थिताः उत्ताप्य दोर्भिः परिरभ्य निर्भरं स्नेहस्नुतस्तन्य पयःसुधासवम् मत्वा परं ब्रह्म सुतान् अपायन् ततो नृपोन्मर्दनमज्जलेपना अलङ्काररक्षातिलकाशनादिभिः संलालितः स्वाचरितैः प्रहर्षयन् सायं गतो यामयमेन माधवः गावस्ततो गोष्ठम् उपेत्य सत्वरं हुङ्कारघोषैः परिहूतसङ्गतान् स्वकान् वत्सतरान् अपाययन् मुहुर्लिहन्त्यः स्रवदौधसंफयः गोपीनां मातृतास्मिन् सर्वास्नेहर्दिकां विना पुरोवदास्वपि हरेः तोकता मायया विना व्रजौकसां स्वतोकेषु स्नेहवल्लाब्धमन्वहं शनैर्निस्सीमववृधे यथा कृष्णे त्वपूर्ववतो इत्थमात्मात्मनात्मानं वत्सपालमिषेण सह पालयन् वत्सवो वर्षं चिक्रीणे वनगोष्ठयोः Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Every Leela of Bhagavan Krishna, which we are studying again by Krishna Krupa. One side, we are concluding Krishna Avataram in the 11th Skandham, 31st chapter. Bhagavan again wants us to remember his Katha Leela. Therefore, he made us start this 10th Skandha Parayana. And in this, we can see the anugraha of all the Bhagavata Gurus and Acharyas and Bhagavan's all avatars and munis. whom we have to pray continuously every moment, because with our efforts neither we can come out of the Maya, with our efforts neither we can go near to the Narayana through all these Adhyatmika sadhanas and prakriyas. They all have deposited their tapashakti in such a way that whoever are deeply, sincerely praying and praying for the spiritual sadhana, to them their punya should come to and help. So that is how Ishvara Guru Narayana Krupa only that we are into this study of Purana Itihasa, Shruti Smriti, all in one day, which is so rare a blessings. How many of the people have this? We don't know. There are many people studying every day for 4, 4, 5, 5, 6 hours, but they study only one text. We are studying the Shruti Grantha, that is our Upanishad Taitarayam, Smriti Grantha, that is Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranama, Purana Grantha, that is our Bhagavatam also Puranam, Adhyatma Ramayana also Puranam, Itihasam, the Sahasranama is from the Itihasa Mahabharata only. In this way, it is all Narayana Krupa only giving us this blessing. Now, in this, the 10th skanda, Krishna Leelas, they are at one side look to be simple stories, another side, a beautiful, divine, wonderful, joy giving, bliss giving Leelas. And third side, they are the ones to invite us for, inspire us for the deep bhakti. And the fourth side, the same Leelas. When they are contemplated, they reveal to us the absolute truth, which is playing the sport of this worldliness. It is only we have to develop the vision through the study of Shastras under the guidance of our able Acharyas, Gurus, that we will be able to visualize this. Now, the Aghasura Mokshanam has happened. Now, after this, in the 12th chapter हो गया, 13th one, कृष्ण भगवान का यहाँ नेक्स्ट कंटिन्यू होते हैं toward that end of the 12th chapter, when Bhagavan said, or Sukadev ji, to Parikshita, ki in the Kumara Avastha, this Leela of Aghasura Mokshanam happened. Kumara Vayaha, Pavanda Vayaha, the children have told it to their parents, which took 1 year. Surprised was Parikshit, like you and I. How come that happened? Did they forget for 1 year? After 1 year, they remembered what exactly happened in that 1 year. Please tell me. This is how then question asked by Raja Parikshit. Now Shukadev ji is so happy with the question of Sri Parikshit ji. Sadhu Prishtam Mahabhaga Tvaya He Bhagavatottama. Hey, Uttama Bhagavata, the best way, best question you asked me. Yan Nutana Yasi Ishasya Shunvannapi Katha Moho. So many times Narayana Kathas you heard, again through you questions, you are making them all renewed or afresh in my mind and also you. And these are the Satam Ayam Sarabrutam Nisargaha. This is the Lakshana of the Sadhu Santa who never get contented in the Leelas of Bhagavan Narayana. And see, here is Triya Vitanamiva Sadhu Artha. So, like Kamihi Nari Piyari, Lovihi Priyajimi, part Turusitaji writes there, is exactly taken from this. For a Lobhi, how this Kanksha is on the Dhana, Kami, both Sri Purusha Paraspara. Here, Bhagavan says, to the true bhaktas also, they always want only revel in the Leelas of Bhagavan. Now, here he says, Bruyuhu Snigdhasya Shishyasya Guravaha Guhyamami. For a very loving, wonderful disciple of total qualification surrender, even the topmost secret also the Gurus reveal. So, this shloka comes in the first Mahatmya or the first Sarga also. Therefore, I am going to tell you what happened in that 1 year. And here I tell you, this portion which Shukadev ji is telling again is most beautiful, most enchanting, most blissful and divine. Any number of words we use to explain it, it is only a failure. But there is no other way than the words for us. We are not like Dakshinamurti and the Shishya that silently we speak and silently we listen and understand. We don't speak, both of us sleep. So there's no other way. So here it's such a wonderful thing. Now one by one sloka I can't tell because we have to do the beginning of our 30th chapter also today. So in short, what is there? Ki after the Aghasura is killed, there they go to that Yamuna ke Tirame, in that Pulinam, in all that sand wala beach. Bhagavan says, let us now sit here and have bhojanam. They are tired by that time. Now what we do is make the cows drink the water and then leave them in that fields, grass वगैरह hai. They will keep grazing. Then we will sit here and have bhojanam. That's how they all said okay. Then they made the cows drink. Then they let loose the cows there for their own grazing. Then here now all of them, n number of them, they all sit around Lord Krishna. That is a beautiful leela. Wonderful thing. Now the example given is like the pollen grains around that central karnika in a flower. All of them are around Krishna Bhagavan, and they open up their potli, and then every one of them, whatever they brought bhojanam from home, they first wanted to give Krishna. उसी Krishna का पेट भर भी गया होगा. So in that way, they were all eating, sharing the food. कोई पत्तल ला रहा है, कोई पत्ता ला रहा है, और कुछ ला रहा है, उसपे परोस रहे. Now you can see them bringing them, putting little on that, giving it to Krishna, or themselves from the shikya. Shika means that one on which मटके से बना हुआ वाला, उस पे लाते थे खाना. So take out from that and serve all that. Some of them might have bought more and to eat in 2 or 3 terms like that. Whatever, all this, but the beautiful thing is they were all mutually sharing, but mainly giving it to Bhagavan Krishna. He was so loving, kind, receiving from them all that. You can say direct Narayana ko hi Naivedyam. Bhagavan Krishna also, is a विचित्र. हाथ में वो खाना लगा ली, देन वाट एवर शाकम और चटनी अचार जो भी दिया हो उंगली पे लगाकर उसको खाते हुए, देन ही वाज आल्सो टेस्टिंग दैट वन. ओके, इन दैट वे सर्वे मिथो दर्शयन्तः स्वस्वभोज्य रुचिं पृथक्, देन हसन्तः हासयन्तः च अभ्यवजह्रुः सह ईश्वराः. along with that Ishvara, Jagannath, Bhagavan, they were all reveling, enjoying that bhojanam. Then here, Bhagavan Krishna's beautiful rupa is shown when he was eating that bhojanam, kept in his hand and taking little and little. In this way, when it was happening, they were busy in their own talking, smiling, laughing. बच्चे जितना जो मजा लेते हैं, you will see it when you go to lunch time in any of the schools. You can see the children. बाप रे, आजकल क्या है पता नहीं. But in our days, we had huge ground. Big ground it was. I remember where we all run there. I think today the President of India went there. So that huge school there, then ground, all of the maybe 1500-2000 लोग दौड़ कर आना, फिर बड़े बड़े ग्रुप्स में बैठना, how we used to share and all. It was a fantastic scene. Anyway, when they were busy like that eating, क्या हुआ? They looked at, when they looked at all the cows in search of grass, they entered more deep into the forest. It's not like now, a lot deep forest is there. They went. Then they looked, Krishna, no, Vatsa nahi dikh rahe, gayab ho gaye hain. Krishna says, don't get up while eating the food. You sit, I'll go and see. Bhagavan Krishna gets up and he goes in search of cows. Goes inside, wherever he goes, they are not seen. He was stuck with wonderment. क्या हुआ, कहाँ गए? See, एक आदमी मिस हो गया तो इधर उधर सारे गायब हो गए. Then he was wondering, घूम घूम के वापस आया. When he came back and saw the place where all these children were seated to eat, even none of those children also were seen. गायब. Bhagavan again searched for them also for sufficient time. Then he understood. He सर्वम क्या लिखते हैं इधर? What happened? He has taken all of them. Sarvam vidikrutam Krishna sahasa avajagamaha. He just closed the eyes, he understood this is what the Brahma Deva has done that Leela. No, Brahma his own is Navikavala, he came and he is the one doing huge work of Srishti. Definitely he has done this thing for whatever the purpose, but he cannot be scolded immediately like he can scold anyone else. And in a little higher, deeper sense, Brahmadeva has done that only to make all of us know the glory of Lord Krishna. To be Sarvagna, Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Vyapaka, Sarva Antaryami, and then Sarva Maya is in his own Adhina. हम सबको पता चले इसलिए ब्रह्मदेव जी से भगवान ने वो खेल खिलाया होगा. Then he understood it is Brahmadeva's doing. Then see that sentence. Shukadev writes, Tata Krishna mudam kartum tan matrunam cha kasya cha. To give happiness, joy both to all the mothers, of whom not only all the children but also of the calves, and also to give the sweet lesson to Brahmadeva. Now what happened? One of the most enchanting things in no literature or religion of the universe of any number, this beautiful thing you can never ever see. What happened is ubhayayitam atmanam chakre vishwakrut ishvaraha. See, he is the Ishvara who with his own Maya Shakti appeared as that Bhagwan, that Jagat entire. He here out again, he himself became all the calves and all the cowherd boys also. खुद ही सब बन गए, everything he became. No, these are such a leelas, they are leela at one side, outside, देखो तो entertainment के लिए या to convey something. But deeply, if you see, Krishna Tattva Mahima, Krishna Mahima is known by this. After studying these stories also, if somebody doesn't believe Lord Krishna and our great Shastra and all, they are Paramanastika Chandala. Like those days, the Hiranyakashipu Rakshasas were there, never believed in God. Now also these Dushtas who don't believe in God. After reading all these beautiful things also, and this sloka, and after what has happened, it is such a wonderful thing, It is Varnana Atitam. One cannot describe it. Parama Bhakti as well as Parama Krupa of Bhagavan as well as Parabrahma Anubhuti. These are Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasa Saha. Neither Vani can explain them, nor the Mono can conceive it. Now here in few slokas, Shukadevji writes to us, Yavad Vatsapa Vatsakalpakavapuhu. He himself has become all the cows and all the boys. Yavad Karangri Adhikam, their hands, legs, everything. Yavad Vyashti Vishana Venu Dalashik. He himself became the Vyashti, the sticks in the hands of everyone. Vishana, those sound making instruments. Venu, the flutes, Dalashik, and whatever the food boxes they brought, Yavad Vibhushambaram, every amfarana, whatever each of the child had, that Bhagavan only became that. Then Yavat Shila Guna Vidakruti Vayaha, exactly what aged each one, what character they had, what qualities they had, what type of vihara or all the etiquettes or the habits they have, every one of them he only became Sarvam Vishnumayam. Giraha Angavad Ajaha Sarvaswarupo Bhavau. Like Vani has its own Anga of all these Shabdas, Krishna Bhagavan alone became all these. No, matlab Chaitanya, human beings, Chaitanya go, cows or calves, and every of the Anga Pratyanga of them, all Bhagavan became. Not only that, the Jada Vastra Adi, Abhushana Adi, Parikara Adi, Vadya Adi, everything was Bhagavan only. Now, is this not enough for you and I to substantiate what we study in Vedanta? That everything is that Satchidananda Parabrahma. Is it not Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwa Utpatti Adi Hetave Tapatre Vinashaya Sri KRISHNAAYA Namaha, as we chant that he became. How many were there? Cows and cows. Jitne bhi the. Thousands were there. Count is not given there. But there were many by that time. So Swayam Atma, Atmagaha, Vatsan, Prativarya, Atma Vatsapaihi. So himself, his own cows. And all the children ke roop mein he, in the form of cows, he took all of them. Kridan, he played Atma Viharaihi in his own way, just like nothing happened earlier, as normal as it was when all children cows were there. Same way he played, having played in the evening, Pravishat Vrajam, he entered into Vrajabhumi. That entry into Vrajabhumi of Krishna himself in the form of all the Vatsa and Vatsapa is one of the most beautiful topics of entire literature, Bhagavad Mahapuranam, especially Dashamaskandha, Sri Krishna Leela. No, I fail in words to explain. Even none of them, all the cows or the mothers, they were in the trance only. It's what word you can say? Ki tattad vatsan prutangnitva. Exactly same number of cows he took into different sheds and houses. तत्कद गोष्ठे निवेश्या कौ शेड में उनको बांध करो तत्तद आत्मा अभवत राजन तत्तद सद्म प्रविष्टवान एग्जैक्टली दैट पर्टिकुलर गोप कोई 11 साल का कोई 16 का होगा कोई 10 का होगा कोई 6 का होगा कोई मोटू तगड़ू लंबा छोटा पतला दुबला he became all of that then tattat sadma exactly to that particular house only he went. Not in such a way, not even a little doubt came to anyone. Now here Shukadevji writes, the moment the sound of the flutes or those Vishana, they heard the mothers as every day. They ran out for the children. Tan mataraha Venu Ravatvara Uttitaha. The moment they listened the Venu Rava, they got up and ran outside. Uthapya Dorbihi. Parirabhya Nirbharam, with both hands, lifting those children and hugging to their heart. How many times they might have felt desire or even jealousy when Yashoda Mata was lifting and hugging Lord Krishna, that if we also get that chance, that Bhagavan must have read their prayers, that he took this opportunity and became himself their children and allowed them to lift and take to their own hearts. अब देखो जन्म धन्य जिनको भक्ति भाव है for them beyond this there is nothing to talk. No, others those who try to intellectually understand, there is not satisfaction to intellect. Here, what more is there to talk beyond it that they have hugged or lifted and hugged Paramatma himself, who is the Sarva Loka Ishvara, Sarva Jagadanath. They don't know that, but they did not know. That's what I told you. Ego doesn't know that the Jiva sadhana is happening. So inside, the Jivas in all of them were so in that unknown joy. Means something different, something divine, something inexplicable for them in their children, in all their cows. क्या है उनको पता नहीं चल रहा बट कुछ है बट बोल नहीं पा रहे. सी उत्थाप्य दोर्भिः परिरभ्य निर्भरम स्नेह स्नुत स्तन्यपय सुधा सबम. Their breast just milk oozing out matva param brahma sutan. परम ब्रह्म सुतान महत्व अपायन. दैट पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा भगवान को अपने पुत्र मानकर उन्होंने उनको दुग्ध पिलाया. Now you see what was said at the time of Putana Moksha, that she came to kill and gave poison. To her only he gave moksha. Now all these mothers who gave Krishna को milk, उनको तो भगवान ने तो अपना ही लोक दिया होगा, दे दिया भी. And then you see the Leela, those every of the mothers giving bath to their children, getting them decorated, good dressed and all, उनको खाना पिला के, उनको गाना गा के सुला के, अपने बच्चों को कौन है वो? Lord himself हो. नृपा, हे नृपा, He was in trance only, our Parikshit ji, listening to it. सुखदेव जी ने कहा, "ए, सुनो तो कहाँ चला जा रहा है?" ततो नृप उन्मर्दन मज्जा लेपन अलंकार रक्षा तिलक असनादिभिः संलालितः. So आचरित ही प्रहर्षेण. And he also, as the children were behaving, each one, कोई नटखट को होगा, कोई सोबर होगा, कोई सीरियस होगा, कोई लेजी टाइप होगा. Each child is of different nature. Krishna Bhagavan was exactly doing like that, so that they never got any doubt, any one of them. तो this भगवान का उन्होंने अनुभव किया है बुद्धि के परे. If you bring the buddhi, again the doubts, hesitations, fears, all of that come. But Bhagavan has given the para atma anubhuti only to all of them. Again, as we're saying, it is impossible to do the varnana of that. Now, if you see this one with all the children, what about the cows and calves there? He himself went and tied all the cows to the sheds. Now the cows were brought by the elders, the fathers. These cows run toward the cows only. So, gavaha tatha goshtamupetya. They graze all day only to create the milk for their own children. Sattvaram hunkara goshaihi paribhuta sangatan swakan sakan vatsataran apayayan muhur lihantyaha sravad audhasampaya. They just came running, gave that milk to the cows, and they were licking those cows when the cows were having the milk from these udders. No, they don't know कि वो भगवान कृष्ण है, even in the form of all the cows. That same thing again, Putana time, even the cows also gave direct milk to Bhagavan Krishna in the form. Now उन सबको भी भगवान ने मुक्ति दिया है. So then their Vatsalya was growing for the cows towards the cows. Even to the mothers also, it was inexplicable. And in this way, how long it happened? He says, Go Gopina Matrutasmin Sarva Snehardika Vina Purovadaswapi Hare Tokata Maya Vina Vrajaukasam Swato Keshu Snehavalyabdamanvaham Shanai Nisima Vabruthe Yatha Krishnetu Apurvavatu. इत्थम आत्मानमात्मानो आत्मात्मनो वत्सपालमिषेण स पालयन् वत्सप वर्षम चिक्रीडे वन गोष्ठयोः. गोष्ठी में वन में in that way one full solid year Bhagavan Krishna played himself the role of all the cowboys and the cows. Here, as I told you, it is the Bhagavan's yoga shakti. Himself became many. Krupa Karuna Shakti, that he saw to it that the mothers or the cows never miss their children or cows. Krupa Karuna. And then he want to silently teach lesson to the Brahma Devas Natkatpana. And then in this way only the Leela continues. In between only one beautiful Leela tomorrow that will come. Thereafter in the next one, Brahma Deva सोचते क्या हो रहा है देखो. He was surprised to see everything is going normal, and he went and looked at in his own place gufa where he has hidden all children cows in a unconscious form. They were all there only. Then he realized what a big blunder he has done. Brings all of them, then asks for forgiveness. One of the topmost stotra of Narayana of all literature is this Brahma Stuti of Narayana, which will be there in the 14th chapter, which we'll see day after tomorrow. Because tomorrow the remaining portion of this chapter we chant and see. This is how our job is what? We have little of intellect. With that we know what is our little dharma. We try to do that. More than that, we have our mind and mouth. With mouth we chant the name of Lord and these Puranas. With the mana, whatever we understand, we try to have our devotion at the feet of Lord. More than that, what we can do. When this is accepted by the Lord, this is gives happiness, satisfaction to the Lord. Let Him take care of us in giving us whatever the higher bhakti, jnanam, sharanagati, ityadi. None of those things are in our hands. We are the simple, humble servants only at His feet. So, in this way, revel in this Bhagavatadi Purana. Through that, in Bhagavan's Leela, through that in Bhagwan's Mahima, through that in Bhagwan's Bhakti, Bhakti at Bhagwan's feet, and through that slowly lead to reach to the level of Sharanagati. So that other than Krishna Smarana, Krishna Dhyana, Krishna Upasana, Krishna Prema, Krishna Seva, Krishna Namacharana, nothing should be in our life. Let us aim at this. बाद में क्या होगा देखा जाएगा. क्या होएगा? दो ही चीजें होंगे. एक, द माया विल डिसअपियर, परमात्मा विल अपीयर. That is the beauty of this. Thank you. Now we will continue our new chapter of the 11th Ekadasha Mukti Skandha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama. Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama. Shri Suta Sharanam Mama. Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama. Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama. Shri Narada Sharanam Mama. Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama. Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama. Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama. Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat krupatamaham vande paramanandamadhavam Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Tilakam yad Vaishnavanam dhanam yasmin paramahamsame vamalam jnanam param giyate yatra jnana viraga bhakti sahitam नैष्कर्म्यमाविष्कृतं तत्शृण्वन् प्रपठन् विचारणवरः भक्त्या विमुच्येन्नरः भक्त्या विमुच्येन्नरः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति यन्दसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चदकर्हिचित् ॐ स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति यन्दसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चदकर्हिचित् स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति यन्दसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चदकर्हिचित् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. Salutations to Krishna Paramatma, Uddhava ji, Shukadev ji, Parikshit ji, Sri Vyasa Bhagavan, Sri Narad ji, Sanakadi Muni, Brahmadeva, Mahavishnu, and Vaishampayanadi Rishis and Shaunakadi Rishis. Because of all of them only, we are getting the chance to listen to these Purana Gathas which are filled with Bhagavan's Mahima and Leela, creating the devotion in us, which is the one to invoke grace of Bhagavan for crossing all bondage of samsara and to get the mukti anubhava. Now, till yesterday, we have spent sufficient more than 2 months, 68 days to study the 29th chapter of the 11th Mukti Skandha. Okay, now in that the last sloka also was exhaustively dealt. It has got its own beauty. Therefore, just 2-3 minutes we spend on that, then we enter into our new chapter today without any doubt. The last sloka was about Bhagavan Krishna's Anugraha or Mahima. Please chant that. Bhava bhayam upahantum, bhava bhayam apahantum, jnana vijnana saram, nigama krudupajahre, vrungavad vedasaram, अमृतमुदधितश्चापाययत् भृत्यवर्गान् पुरुषं ऋषभम् आद्यं कृष्णसंज्ञन्नतोऽस्मि. Once more. भवभयमपहन्तुं ज्ञानविज्ञानसारं निगमकृदुपचक्रे भृङ्गवद्वेदसारम् अमृतमुदधितश्चापाययत् भृत्यवर्गान् पुरुषं ऋषभम् आद्यं कृष्णसंज्ञन्नतोऽस्मि. Now in this shloka, the content to be talked is more than for 1 month. In this one shloka, so many contents are there. If one has the vision, one has the krupa, one has the devotion, he can take out hundreds and thousands of things. Today, one thing only we talk about. I don't know how to start and all that, but we'll just do Lord's Krupa, it will come to us. First thing is what? It is not that the Bhagavan has created the world and he has created Jivas, you and I, and he let us into this world and he, what do you say, became irresponsible and left us to our own fate. प्लीज रिमेंबर इट. ऐसा नहीं कि दुनिया बनाया हमको इधर छोड़ दिया फिर वो हमको भूल गए चले गए. इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. In fact, at every moment, about every jivas, pragati and all that, Bhagavan is continuously monitoring and showering all his krupa karuna for everyone's evolution and inner and outer happiness. This is the fact we have to know. Okay. Now, what every jiva needs are only two. One is bhukti, second is mukti. Is it not? Continuously to all the jivas, Bhagavan is providing the bhukti and mukti. That is what is proved in this shloka. In the first two lines, the mukti pradatrutvam of Bhagavan is proved. In the last, the third line, the the bhukti pradatma of the Lord is proved. First two lines is mukti danam, third line is the bhukti danam of the Lord to all the jivas. This is what Parikshit ji says, and then says to such Bhagavan, Purusha, Rushabha, Adya, whose name is Krishna, Natosmi, I am just saluted. Now here, recognizing Paramatma's Anugraha Krupa alone is salutation. In that recognition of Bhagavan's Krupa only, there is total surrender. Deeply recognized in the core of the heart. That for every jiva, he is the bhukti pradata and he is the mukti pradata. How the mukti pradata? First two lines. Bhava bhayam apahantum. Bhava bhaya itself is samsara bandhana. Bhava is samsara. Bhaya is fear. In the samsara, what is there is always fear. And wherever there is fear, it is called as samsara. And samsara is possible because of two-ness. And wherever the two-ness is there, each one is afraid of the other. You know, when you see the tiger elephant fighting, both of them are afraid of each other. When the police and terrorists fight, both of them are afraid of each other. हमेशा दो है एक दूसरे को डराते ही है. Now, how to come out of it? Bhava bhaya say, how do you come out? Samsara and bhaya. Bhava bhaya means bhava eva bhayam. Or in the bhava nitya nirantara bhayam. What are the bhayams? The three bhayams I told you. The fear of death, fear of deception, fear of misery. Nirantara is there. Mrityu bhayam, then Ajnana bhayam, then Dukkha bhayam are there to all the jivas. Now Bhagavan wants to give freedom from all these three of all the jivas. For the sake of that, be attentive. At the time of creation only, even before the creation only, the mukti giving, be attentive, jnanam, Bhagavan, first in the form of the Vedas he gave, later on in the form of Purana Itihasas he gave, later on he himself time and again coming in the form of all the Rishi Muni Gurus, and through them the Sara of the Purana and Veda he is giving thus making available the Mukti Vidya all the time for everyone, those who seek. So, not seeking is our mistake, but if we are seeking it, it is ever eternally available, the Jnanam Vidya, which is a giver of moksha. See, Bhava Bhayam Apahantum, Jnana Vijnana Sarum, Nigamakrut, Upajahare, Brungavat, Veda Saram. Nigamakrut means right from the beginning of creation only he gave the Vedas. Vedas are the giver of both Mukti Mukti, mainly the Mukti the givers they are all. So already they diya unhone, Nigamakrut. But now the same Narayana or Parabrahma who expressed the Vedas from him in the beginning of creation, now here in the Krishna Avatara, as a Krishna, he himself gave the Sara of all those Vedas in the form of this Bhagavata Amrutam. So, what is Bhagavatam? Jnana Sara and Vijnana Sara. Of what? Of the Vedas. Of of those Vedas, what is the purpose? Purpose is to remove the Bhava Bhaya. And who gave them at that time? The Nigamakruta Parabrahma only. Now, who made the Sara of Vedas now is same Parabrahma in the form of Lord Krishna. For what? To make the availability of Mukti easier. Because Vedanta cannot be deeply understood, remembered all the time. But in this simplified form, if it is given, accessible to everyone, therefore through the Madhyamam of Uddhava, Bhagavan has given the Veda Sara, the Mukti Vidya. Remember, Mukti Vidya hamesha available hai. If we don't go and find it, what anybody can do? Bhavabhayam apahantum jnana vijnana saram nigamakruta upajahre vrungavata vedasaram. In this, Bhagavan Krishna's Krupa Karuna and the Bhagavata's Mahima both are told. Krishna is the one who was the giver of Marga for Mukti by being the giver of the Vedas right from beginning of creation. And this Bhagavata is nothing but the Veda Saram. See, you can see that Bhrungavat. Bhagavan himself created flower. In that he only kept the honey and he himself became the honey. We are Bhrunga. He takes out that honey and he himself puts in that beehive for others to take it. Other than the honey, nobody can that effectively take the honey from the flowers without disturbing flower. So he himself, in the same way, Krishna Bhagavan and his Anugrahita, Acharyas, Gurus alone can take out the Sara of the Vedas and give us. Here he gave it in the form of Bhagavat. Same Bhagavata in different languages. Each of the Gurus subsequently went on talking. So they are also like Branga. And they are also blessed by Narayana. Then only it will happen, not otherwise. So the Veda Saram is Bhagavatam, especially the Mukti Skandham, and Veda Denevale Veda Purushahi, here Bhagavan Krishna, who like a Vranga took out the Sara of the Veda Pushpas and this nectar of Bhagavatam he has given, the 11th Skandha. So therefore, Bhagavan, did he leave us having created the world and sent us? No, he is catering to our Mukti every time, throughout life, throughout the period of history, at every moment in the universe, continuously, the Mukti giving Brahma Vidya is going on happening somewhere or the other. It is we who have to seek it, we have to desire for it. Then either it comes to us or we go there. And nowadays, though, to prove this point of ours, now tell me how many hundreds and thousands of means are there for us to do the Nirantara Shravana of the Veda Vedanta in every language, available on the nets and all. Same Lord who gave the Bhagavatam, he himself is now working in the form of all these internets, the online classes, so that people cannot travel or tired sitting wherever they can access this knowledge. This is as good as the Rishi Muni staying in Himalayas, sending this knowledge to their Shishyas, devotees in the plains, subtly, and those Shishyas are able to receive. What was there on those days? Mantra Shakti say, now it is there through the Yantra Shakti logic, it is called. All the Tantra Shakti, sorry. All the logic is what? Working through the computerization, nets, etc. We to believe strongly. This also is Bhagavad Kripa for giving us the Mukti giving Tattva Vedanta Jnanam. Dekho, last 2 years, we never met each other only. Physically, we were, but then are we not every day listening, studying? Is it not Krupa of Narayana? And it is available to all, but all are not available. Whoever are available, they are getting it. Who are not available, you can't blame the Lord कि मुझे भागवत नहीं मिल रहा. वो मिल रहा है जाओ. But I am different language. In different language, there are people are speaking. Your choice of language. So Bhagavan has not left us just like that by throwing us into the world of attractions and binding us. He has given us Mukti Marga and continuously giving. You have to feel that I want to have Mukti, then you must pursue it, you will get it. It is in our choice, and the ball is always in our court. It is we have to take it. If you don't take it, what can the Lord do after giving? Sun Bhagavan gave the sunlight. If you don't take it, staying inside the house, he cannot pierce up to break the doors and give. He doesn't want to come down from his decency. He is so decent enough, unconditionally gives that heat and light to all. He is not indecent to break the doors and come and disturb us, which we feel so. We have to be decent enough to open the door, come out, and receive that sun's heat and light and get blessed. In the same way, Nitya Nirantara Tattva Chintana Vicharana is going on in life throughout the world. You have to be available. Even if speakers are not there, the books are available. You study keeping in mind that particular author and right, Vyasa Bhagavan ko yaad karte hue Gita padho. So Vyasa Bhagavan will help you to understand. Remember Shukadev ji and study Bhagavat, Shukadev ji will bless you to understand. Definitely it will be there. So books are available to read and people are there to speak us. The accessories are there for us to listen from wherever we are nowadays though. In spite of all that available, we don't make use of them. It is our mistake. And those who are making use, they are getting benefited. But our main thought is what? Bhagavan is always giving the mukti to those who are wanting and deserving. So mukti pradata, he has not sent us here binding us to the worldliness. He has always opened the doors of moksha for everyone, those who want. Okay? Now the bhukti also, is it not? Bhukti pradata also Bhagavan only. In so many ways. No. What is that? The third line, Amrutam udadhitascha apayayat bhrutya varganu. From the ocean, he brought out the Amruta. Now, it's a very high level of deep discussion and symbolism. Now, I can't talk all that at extension or detailed way. Itna to batata hu main कि is it not that the oceans are the ones from where the water is taken because of heat of sunlight, and then the clouds are made and the clouds are raining, then the food is becoming available to all. है ना समझ में? बरखा से हमको भोजन मिल रहा है इसलिए हमको भुक्ति मिल रहा है. बरखा नहीं है तो भोजन नहीं. ना बरखा कहाँ से आ रहा है? Here he himself is in the form of samudra, he himself is in the form of the sun. He is taking the water, making the cloud, making it rain wherever is required. One thing is that. Second is what? Now the food is giving nurturement, nourishment, food is giving the taste, food is giving the contentment. Nurturement and nourishment in the food is filled by Bhagavan Surya. And the taste and contentment is filled in that by Bhagavan Chandrama. And all the Oshadis which grow receive that beautiful kiranas of Chandrama, and this have the taste and contentment. Nurturement is different, taste is different, contentment is different. एनर्जी नर्चरमेंट इज भगवान सूर्य के किरण से होता है. चंद्रमा के किरण से टेस्ट एंड तृप्ति, रुचि एंड तृप्ति एंड आल्सो द शक्ति. Shakti Vishaya from Surya. Ruchi, taste and Trupti content with Chandra. Now, where from that Chandrama got all this to give it us? How Chandrama has got it? He has got it because he has come out of the churning of the ocean. Is it not? When the Amruta Matana was done, Amrut ke liye, then Chandrama came. That Chandrama, who has come out of the ocean, has got that ambrosia and he was giving us. And also, Surya Chandra were there in that line seated when Bhagavan was distributing Amrutam. Then the Surya took it and he is giving to all of us as the Ruchi taste as well as Trupti. Surya Bhagavan also got that Amrutam. Now he is giving to us through his kiranas in the form of the nourishment. देखो भुक्ति भगवान दे रहे कि नहीं. He has not left us. Second. Third one is what? Now, whenever we have the jivanam, not only bhukti, but niroga also we have to be without diseases. Now, is not Bhagavan himself, be attentive, came in the form of Bhagavan Dhanvantari and gave that Amrita. And remember, when he was distributing Amrita to the Devatas or even that Rakshasas took it and ran, from them when Bhagavan took it and was giving, some drops have fallen in these different places. Wherever the Amritatva you are experiencing, that is the Amrita out of the churning of the ocean which came. Wherever the trupti, like जल में अमृतत्व भगवान का रहने से है, और different beautiful atmospheres are the places of the earth, the contentment is there because of few drops of amrita falling there and all. But along with that, interesting point is what? Along with the amrita bhandam, Bhagavan brought what else? Has he not given us the Ayurvedam? Vedam is Jnanam. Ayu means the longevity. Long life, that also healthy life, that also energetic life. When you have the long, healthy, energetic life, are we not very happy? And in that also, like all the food is available because of the plants, etc., which are getting everything required from the sun and the moon and the rain. वर्षा से, चंद्रमा से, सूर्य से सारा फसल हो रहा है और हम भी आयुर्वेद का पालन करके दीर्घायु बन रहे हैं, आरोग्य युक्त बन रहे हैं, शक्ति युक्त थ्रू द कंजम्पशन ऑफ दिस फूड again given by the Lord. So he is giving us bhakti, in that there is trupti also is there, contentment, in that ruchi also is there, taste, in that nourishment also is there, energy, and through that, in that the longevity also is there, long life, roga rahityam. But we are not using that. What can Bhagavan do? The freedom given when we misuse, you cannot blame Lord after that. Now see in these shlokas, if you search out, like this, how many ways we can find the meaning. So Bhukti Pradata as well as Mukti Pradata. Such Purusham Rushabam Adyam. To that Purusha, Uttam Purusha, Eka Purusha, Purana Purusha, Sahasra Sirsha Purusha, Prakriti Atita, Prakriti Swami Rupa Purusha. Rushabha is Shrestha. There is nobody Shrestha than him. Adyam, he is the Karana of all, he has no Karana. Then Krishna Sangam, who now came in the form of Krishna Avatara and taken the name Krishna, to him my salutations. Namaskara. Natosmi, Krishna Sangam, Nataha Asmi. In that way, Sri Shukadev ji concludes the salutations to Krishna. Through the salutation to Krishna, the teaching of Krishna to Uddhava, the entire Mukti Jnanam. That is what is the teaching portion is concluded. 29 chapters. Say. With that, see, beautiful it is. Bhavayamapahantum jnana vijnana saram nigama krudupajahre brungavad saram amrutamudadidascha payad bhrutya vargan purusham rushabhamadhyam krishna sangnannatosmi purusham rushabhamadhyam krishna sangnannatosmi. Now, देखो, Bhrityavargan Amrutam Apayayat. To whoever whom he has surrendered, he gave the Amrutam. Devata surrendered that time, he gave. And what is said in Gita? Tesham Nityavayuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamya. So, जो लोग भुक्ति चाहते हुए, those who become his Bhritya or the Bhakta, Bhagavan said, Yogakshemam I will bring. From the Rakshasas through Mohini Avatar, he took that Amrita, he gave it to Devata because they are the Bhritya. The other fellows are the Natkat Nalayak log. They don't deserve it. Devataon ko pilaya. Now, in the first two lines, he himself is gave the Veda Saram. Same way, Yoga Kshema means Yogasya Kshemam Vahami. So, those who want the Yoga Kshema, they can become my Bhakta, I will give them. Those who want the Yogasya Kshema, that means the Tattva Jnana through that Mukti, to them also I only give it. There also they have to become surrendered devotees to me. That surrender is Ananyas Chintayantaha Ye Janaha Parsya Paripasate Nityaviyuktanam. How to become Ananya Chintaka of the Lord? How to become the Paripasakaha? How to become Nityaviyukta? That is what is taught in the entire 11th Skandha. All Shastras are aimed at training us in this aspect only. When we fulfill our work of these three things, Lord reciprocates by fulfilling his promise of Yoga Kshema Mahamyam. In that Yoga Kshema Mahamyam, the Amruta Mudidinastapayat is one part. Second part is what? Bhavayam Apahanto. Veda Saram, Jnana Vijnana Saram. He will give that also. Therefore, in short, what is that? Let us become Krishna Bhaktas and get the Bhukti and Mukti both from him. ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. गुरु इज भगवान का ही रूप है. अंडरस्टूड. भुक्ति मुक्ति दोनों हमको चाहिए. भगवान कृष्ण से हम डिमांड कर सकते हैं, हे भगवान, वी आर योर चिल्ड्रन, वी हैव सरेंडर टू यू, गिव अस. Wonderful it is. With this, the 29th chapter, we can say we have done it. Now come to the 30th chapter of this 11th skandha. Om Sachidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Krishna Anugrahena Bhukti Mukti Praptyartham Sri Bhagavat Mahapurana Antargata Ekadasha Skandha Antargata त्रयस्त्रिंशोऽध्यायस्य त्रिंशोऽध्यायः पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद्भागवतमहापुराणम् एकादशस्कन्धः. मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः. अथ त्रिंशोऽध्यायः. श्री Rajovacha. Let us do the chanting of some 10 shlokas of this. Remaining we'll do tomorrow. Rajovacha Om Tato Mahabhagavata Uddhave Nirgate Vanam Dvaravatyam Kimakarotu Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Brahma Shapopasam Srushte Swakule Yadavarshava प्रेयसीं सर्वनेत्राणां तनुं सह कथमत्यजतु प्रत्याक्रष्टुं नयनमबलाः यत्र लग्नं न शेकुः कर्णाविष्टं न सरति ततो यत् सतामात्मलग्नौ यच्छ्रीर्वाचां जनयति रतिं किं नु मानं कवीनां दृष्ट्वा जिष्णोर्युधिरथ गतं यच्च तत्साम्यमीयुः. ऋषिर्वाच दिवि भुव्यन्तरिक्षे च महोत्पातान् समुत्थितान् दृष्ट्वा सेनान् सुधर्मायां कृष्णः प्राह यदून् इदम् एते घोरा महोत्पाताः द्वारवत्यां यमकेतवः मुहूर्तमपि न स्थेयम् अत्र नो यदुपुङ्गवाः स्त्रियो बालाश्च वृद्धाश्च शङ्खोद्धारं व्रजन्तिता इतः वयं प्रभासं यास्यामः यत्र प्रत्यक् सरस्वती तत्राभिषिच्य शुचयः उपोष्य सुसमाहिताः देवताः पूजयिष्यामः स्नपनालेपनार्हणैः ब्राह्मणान् स्तु महाभागान् कृतस्वस्त्ययनावयो गोमो हिरण्यवासोभिः गजाश्वरथमेष्मभिः विधिरेष हि अरिष्टघ्नः मङ्गलायनमुत्तमम् देवद्विज गवां पूजा भूतेषु परमो भवः। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, by Guru Krupa, Ishvara Krupa, Narayana Krupa, Guru Parampara Krupa, Bhagavatacharya Krupa, Bhagavata Bhakta Krupa, Bhagavata Avatara Krupa, we are continuing our study. Ekadasha Mukti Skandham, 30th chapter, we have to start. Now, what is Mukti? Itva Anyatha Rupam Swarupena Vyavasthiti. All these Yadavas are Devatas only. They came giving up their Sarupam, Anya Rupa Grahana. The work is over. They will leave and go. Okay. In this chapter, that is the main story that is coming up to. There are how many topics here? First topic is Parikshitji, Uddhava Krishna Samvada is over now. Raja Parikshitji is asking the question to Shukadevji, what happened to Krishna and all of them? Then what happened? Krishna tells story. Sorry, Shukadevji tells story. Then Bhagavan Krishna tells all of them, seeing all the bad omen happening, we can't stay here. They go to Prabhasa, and as Bhagavan says, they do Yajnayaga, but toward the end, they consume something which should not be. Then that dilutes their minds so much that they lose every bit of conscience or sense or any understanding, etc. Absolutely, they are lost under the power of that drink, whichever they take, then they just finish each other, that's all. Now, even Krishna also. Clear? So, that is how this topic is about it. Krishna will be there up to the next chapter. There he will live. But here, the Yadu Vamsha Sarva Nasha is the topic of this chapter. Now see, today I don't want to start it. One shloka I can tell you ki Raja Uvacha, Bhagavan Raja Parikshit पूछते हैं ततः ततः means thereafter. After what? Mahabhagavate Uddhave Nirgate Vanam. Badrika Vanam, when that Mahabhagavata Uddhava went to Dvaravatyam Kim Akarot. Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha. The creator, maintainer, protector of all the beings, that Bhagavan, what did he do? This is the question. Then how did he leave this body and all? Has he taken that shapa of the rishis on him also or not? So this is how tomorrow we will analyze this question. But the point is what? Only one thing is what? Bhagavan, when he comes in Avatara and finishes the work, he is not attached to this bhuloka, not to these people around, not to his deha, not to his own work here. He just leaves and goes. There are only two things. The divinity leaves all manifestations and goes into his subtle unmanifest form. In the same way, whoever is ready to give up the gross and subtle and are able to go to this very subtlemost, they are called as divine. भगवान जो है स्थूल सूक्ष्म को छोड़कर कारण में पहुंच जाते हैं. जो भी अपने स्थूल सूक्ष्म को त्याग करके कारण में या कारण के कारण में जाते हैं, वो भी भगवान के समान दिव्य होते हैं. And it is inevitable. There are two inevitabilities. One inevitability, any manifested will have to go to unmanifest. Every bound has to get liberated. Everyone. And you and I, having understood this knowledge, through this sadhana, we can only help the Lord and help ourselves in enhancing the speed of our realization, our moksha, that we have to do. So, as much he was happy as a Brahma, so much he was happy as a Narayana. So much, as much was happy Narayana, so much was happy having come as Krishna. As much was happy as Krishna, so much was happy as doing all the Leelas. throughout. When all the Leelas are done and main work is achieved, he was equally happy in leaving this world and abode, go back to his subtle stages. This has to click to us. Then we are the Jnani, we are Vedantin. First of all, we have to believe that the subtlest is reality, not the gross. Avyaktaadini bhutani. Vyakta madhyani, but avyakta nidhanani. Tatra kaparidevana. It's all our ignorance that we hold on to the gross, taking it alone as real or ultimate, like a child holding on to one toy. Even when you give him 10 times more valuable and better toy, वो उसको छोड़ेगा नहीं. वो बच्चे का मूर्खता और जड़ता है, जिद्दी. You and I also are such a murkha and jiddi and jada that we want to hold the manifest only and think here only sukha and want here only the sukha. Whereas the sukha isn't subtle and the gross has no reality of its own without subtle. This is a very crucial thought which we'll discuss tomorrow day after at length. But slowly we have to come to those understandings of discovering the subtle, identifying the subtle, playing with the gross. With all that maja or drama goes on in the gross without our own control because of the Ishvara and his Maya. मैं वो सूक्ष्म परमात्मा स्वरूप हूँ, full stop. Second thing is what? All the upadhis are by him in his Maya, coming, playing, and going. I play the role as long as he gives and whatever the role. When he takes away, let him take away. He cannot take away the self in me. I am always that. See, abide in that jnana of the self. Will we be ever miserable? Now, instead of the identity with the self, now identity with the upadhi, which are all the time changing and uncertain. Can we have anything other than bhava bhaya? Always bhaya only at this level. So, further, a lot of beautiful things are there here in these first three slokas, and thereafter, all this painful thing of the Yadavas finishing each other. Thereafter, one, oh, Bhagavan Krishna का ऐसा वर्णन आता है रे बाबोय. All that we have to see. चलो जितना हो सके. Don't worry, it won't take 68 days. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 1 दिन 2 दिन 3 दिन में या मैक्सिमम 4 दिन हम निपटेंगे इन चैप्टर्स को. Then the 12th skandha just 2-1 महीने में we can do Bhagavatam. Let's see which Puranam or anything later. Now let's be happy with Krishna Anugraha and Krishna Sharanagati. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama, Sri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Sri Suta Sharanam Mama, Sri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Sri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Sri Narada Sharanam Mama, Sri Kumar Sharanam Mama, Sri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Sri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Sri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavana Ki Jai. Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Hare Govinda. Om Nilameka Shama Krishna Nityagana Mohana Krishna Bala Gopala Krishna Bhavya Mangalam Vedugana Ravana Krishna Vedam Navanita Jora Krishna Bhaktajanadhara Paramodaya Gītāmృతదాత Krishna Paramayogisha Krishna Partha Sarathi Rupa Krishna Sarvamangalam Om Natatra Suryo Bhatina Chandratarakam Nima Vidyito Bhavne तमेव भान्धमातस्य वासा सर्वनारायण ओम मंगलम श्री कुरुक्षेत्र लक्ष्मण विहारिणे पार्षारूपाय मंगलम. बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. भागवत महापुराण की जय. समस्त भागवत आचार्य भक्त अवतार की जय. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. आज के आनंद की जय. Thank you. Now we'll study our Adhyatma Ramayanam for some time. Thank you for all who have patiently gave their time and attention and allowing me to speak for such a long time on this one particular chapter 29. Don't run away, we have another class.